In this video, we'll create a form where users can submit local music events, and we'll display that data in 4 different views: grid, table, calendar, and map. To start, instead of creating a blank form, we're going to enable the AI Forms add-on and prompt it to create a form for submitting local music events. This way, we don't have to start from scratch. We'll get a form with relevant fields, names, and even drop-downs with pre-made music options. I'll delete a few unnecessary fields and add a website field. For the venue address, I'll select the United States and enable the geolocation add-on. You can do this by clicking the button or going to the add-ons page. Then, go to the global settings and paste in your API key, which you can get for free from Google APIs. If you need help, watch this video. Once geolocation is set up, check the boxes for autocomplete address, show map, and use visitor's location. Now, as you type an address, Google Maps will suggest the street and automatically complete the city, state, and zip code fields, with a small map to confirm the location. But you can always turn off this map if you don't like it. The important part is just having the geolocation set up, because the option to create a map view is only available to you if you have geolocation on. Before we create any view, I will add some demo entries. It's much easier to create a view if you at least have one entry in your form. Let's start with a grid view. In the View Builder, you'll see a Settings panel on the left and the Main View Builder area on the right, which has sections for main content, as well as areas to add content before and after the view. We'll use those areas later, but for now, let's open the Layout Builder. Here you can create pretty much any layout that you can think of. But for what we want to build, a single column is enough, so we can just click on this button. Click on the column and switch to the Visual tab, where you can format content with bold, italics, and other styling options. On the right side, you'll see all the field IDs from our form. Let's add the event name and venue name, making the event name bold. Press Shift and Enter to go to the next line, and add the event date and time dropdown, which includes morning, afternoon, and night options. Press Enter to create more space, then add fields like the event description. We'll make this italic. Let's add the other fields like price, music genre, and the URL to the event. For the venue name, let's add quotation marks around it. Let's make the website URL clickable. Switch to the Text tab and use the shortcode with the field ID of your website URL field. Replace this number with your own field ID and customize the displayed link text if needed. To display this view on a page, use the Formidable Forms Views block. Let's set the grid to show 3 columns and add the event image at the top. But this only shows the URL to the image. To display the image, add show_image equals 1 after the field ID. Because we don't have square images, our posters get cut off. We can work around that by adding size equals full. This will display the full image. And that's it. Now you have a custom grid view showcasing your form entries, complete with images, links, and formatting. Right now we have 5 events, 5 entries. But imagine having hundreds of entries. This is where a table view might be more suitable. Here, you can choose which columns to display, but don't worry too much. You can always add or remove columns later. You can drag and drop columns to rearrange them. add new ones, or remove any you don't need. Since we don't need the event name, we can delete it by clicking the gear icon. Using Manage Columns, you can adjust the table layout as needed. Let's add a $sign in front of the price field, rename it to Price, and keep the layout clean. If you prefer, you can switch to a different style, like the grid style. Next, let's add a column for details. Select the checkbox to toggle on Add Link to Details page. In the field, we'll label it Details, but you could choose any wording, like More Info or See More. Now, go to the Details Page tab. This gives us a space to add detailed information in a single column. Let's add the event name, description, and switch to the Text tab to add our image using the Show Image code. For a smaller image size, set size medium. Now, when you click the Details link, it takes you to a dedicated page with all the added information. However, instead of using the browser's back arrow to return to the listing page, let's make it easier by adding a Back to Listings button. To do this, use the same code we used to link the website URL in the grid view, but this time, we'll always link to the listing page. Copy the URL from your listing page, the WordPress page where you added the table view, paste that URL, and set the link text to Back to Listings. Beautiful. Now let's explore the Add Before Content section. This is an extra area where you can add information. For example, you could display the total number of events or entries. In the Content After section, add a helpful tip for users, like book your tickets well in advance. Next, let's set up the calendar view. First, map the title, description, and thumbnail fields to your form fields. For the event date, we typically map both a start and end date. But since we only have single-day events, we'll use the event date for the event start date and leave the event end date empty. We also don't have specific event times, so we'll leave that field empty as well. If we did have multi-day events, our calendar would look like this. Check out this video to find out more about that. In the View Editor, all events initially display on November 2nd, but when we preview the calendar, you'll see that the events are shown on their actual dates. Hovering over an event reveals the thumbnail, title, date, and description. For the best results, use square images for thumbnails. It's a good idea to restrict uploads to square images only, as this will prevent any distortions from scaling. To simplify the calendar display, we'll remove the event date, since it's already clear from the calendar itself, and instead add the music genre and time from our drop-down field. For the Details page, we can reuse the same content from our table view. However, the calendar doesn't automatically link to the Details page from the listings. To add this link, use this shortcode. Instead of writing More, you could also write More Info, or Details, or use a field to use form data. And that's it. Finally, let's create a map view. Here, all we need to do is map the address field, and it will automatically display the locations of all our entries. Click on the map and switch to the Visual tab to customize it. Let's add the event name in bold, along with the event day and time. You already know how to link to the Details page or add a link to the URL, so I'll show you something different this time. Switch to the Text tab and paste in this code, replacing X with the address ID from your form. In my case, it's 591. Add it in both places where it says X. This code will generate a Get Directions link using the latitude and longitude from your form's address field. Now, when users click on the link, It will open Google Maps to show directions to the event. Now you know how to use the 4 main views: Grid, Table, Calendar, and Map. But you can also try the Classic view if you want to build everything from scratch. It looks like the Grid view initially, but there's no layout builder or row and column settings. Finally, if you prefer a faster setup, you can use a ready-made solution. Here in Formidable's application templates, you'll find options that make the setup even easier. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter for more tips and tricks to grow your business. You'll find the link in the description, along with all the codes mentioned in this video for easy copy pasting into your project.